الحمد لله الذي خلق السماوات والأرض وجعل الظلمات والنور ثم الذين كفروا بربهم يعدلون. الحمد لله الذي أنزل على عبده الكتاب ولم يجعل له عوجا. الحمد لله الذي هدانا لهذا وما كنا لنهتدي لولا أن هدانا الله لقد جاءت رسل ربنا بالحق. Now, so we reached the point of the explanation of the hadith, the second hadith, and I'm going to still share that dua. I didn't get to. I keep remembering and forgetting to do it. No. Wa alaikum salam, sister Zakira and Aklima, and everyone else. So it says الحديث الثاني فيه دلالة على أن الجنب لا يغتص في الماء الدائم ولا يبول فيه. Right? So this is Sheikh Ibn Baz's explanation. He says the second hadith shows that a person should not make ghusl. And we told the difference last week about the difference between washing up and making ghusl. So when I believe it was Jihad or someone asked about taking Brother Tariq, about taking a bath. It's halal to take a bath. You can take a bath, but you don't make ghusl in that bath water. You make ghusl in running water, not stagnant water. ولا يبول فيه, nor should anyone pass urine in stagnant water. لا يجوز البول في الماء الدائم مطلقا, and that's period. It's not permissible to urinate in stagnant water, whether you're going to wash in it or not. ولا يجوز للجنب أن يغتسل فيه, nor is it permissible for a person is in a state of major ritual impurity to wash in that stagnant water. فإن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم نهى عن هذا وعن هذا, because the Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم prohibited this and that, both of them. نهى عن البول في الماء الدائم وعن الاغتسال فيه من الجنابة. So he prohibited urinating and stagnant water, and he prohibited making ghusl from impurities in it. And this is an important point the Sheikh said, وعن الاغتسال فيه من الجنابة. This is the point, من الجنابة. And he prohibited washing in it from what? Major ritual impurities. لا وما ذلك والله أعلم إلا لأنه وسيلة إلى تغذيره وتنجيسه. He said, and that is only, and Allah knows best, he only prohibited that because that is going to lead to it becoming impure and filthy. It's going to lead to the water becoming impure and filthy because the water doesn't run. So it doesn't become rejuvenated. It doesn't get new. So it's going to stay there and it's going to pile up. It's going to stay there. It's going to pile up like a, what do they call it? No, not like the bathtub. What are the places where the sewage goes? What do they call that place? Cesspool. Yes, Jazakumullah khair. It becomes like a cesspool because this person urinated in it and that person urinated and like that. And it continues until the point is now it's like a cesspool. But as long as the people don't do those things in it, it will still be clean. It'll still be clean. والله أعلى وأعلم. لأنه إذا تولى فيه البول والغسل من الجنابة أفضى إلى تنجيسه أو على الأقل تكذيره على الناس. نعم. حتى لا يشتهى ولا يرغب فيه بسبب ما يحصل فيه من الغسل من الجنابة والأبوال. He said, what happened? He said, because what happens is that leads to when people continue to pass urine in it and wash in it from major impurities, is going to lead to it being impure. And at the very least, is going to become filthy for the people to the point that no one even desires or wants to wash in it or use that water because of what took place in it, from people washing from impurities and from the urine being in that water. التي قد تكرر نعم التي قد تكرر, that was repeated, وتكثر, and became much, فتؤثر في طعمه أو لونه أو ريحه. So now it has an effect and a change in its taste, in its color, in its odor. فيكون نجسا. So that point it becomes filthy. وهكذا الغسل من الجنابة. And likewise that from washing from major impurities لأنه قد يؤثر في الماء, because that could also have an effect on the water. لأن الجنب يكون عليه آثار من الجنابة من الجنابة المني والمذي. So والمذي عفوا. So the one who's in major ritual impurities, he's going to have the effects of what caused him to be ritually impure from semen and pre-semen that's on his body, from the woman and from the man. So now he goes into this stagnant water, he washes in it, and where does it go? It's going into the water. And people, when they know that, like, he washed that into that water, it's not becoming new, it's not running. So that's what's in that water now. Even if you can't see it, the person's going to feel a shyness of washing in water somebody did that in, or somebody washed something like that off in it. Now, فيؤثر ذلك في الماء كدرا. So it affects the purity of the water, وتكثيرا, making it polluted and making it filthy. وربما كانت عليه نجاسة نعم فأثر في الماء أيضا. And maybe he would have impurities on his body. So that also will have an effect on the water. فلهذا نهى النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم عن ذلك بالكلية. And for that reason, the Prophet prohibited this in totality. Now, حسما لمادة إفساد الماء, in order to preserve from the corruption or pollution of the water. فلا يبول فيه ولا يغتسل ولكن يخترف لحاجته. والمفهوم من ذلك أنه إذا كان جاريا لا يضر الاغتسال في الماء الجاري كالنهر أو بال فيه لا يضر ذلك، إنما يضر إذا كان الماء دائما كالأحواض الدائمة وأشبهها. فلا يجوز البول فيها ولا الاغتسال فيها من الجنابة. He said, in order to preserve the purity of the water, so he does not urinate in it nor wash in it. However, he can take handfuls or jugs full or like that for his needs. So he uses the water by removing the water from the stagnant orifice. So he uses jugs or he uses his hand and like that and washes in it. If he's in the state of janaba, this is what he has to do in order not to pollute that water for his need. So what is understood, if one is understood, we always say the principle what? Things are made clear by their opposites. Things are made clear by their opposites. So what is understood from that is that if the water was running, it would not be any harm for a person to wash in that, like a river. Or if he were to urinate in it, then that also would not cause any harm. إنما يضر إذا كان الماء دائم. Now, it only causes harm if the water is stagnant, like tubs and sinks, and that which resembles that. فلا يجوز البول فيها ولا الاغتسال فيها من الجنابة. So there's not permissible to urinate in that, nor to wash in that from ritual impurities. والحديث الثالث, and the third hadith, حديث أبي هريرة رضي الله عنه فيه دلالة على وجوب غسل الإناء من ولوغ الكلب 7 مرات. And the third hadith.
We close at 9.
Oh, can I put an order for a small latte?
And the third hadith is evidence. It is evidence for the obligation of washing the container, the vessel that has been licked by a dog 7 times. إذا ولج الكلب في الإناء أو في إناء أحدكم فليغسله. And we said that lam is lam al-amr. فليغسله 7 مرات. So he washes it 7 times. هذا الواجب. هذا من خصائص الكلاب, and this is specific for the dogs. لا يقاس عليها غيرها, and it is not for a person to make analytical deduction and compare something other than a dog to a dog. Nah. نعم. فلا يجب الغسل عفوا فلا يجب غسل الإناء من ولوغ الخنزير أو الذئب أو الأسد أو الحمار أو البغل. لا، إنما هذا خاص بالكلب. He said, so it's not obligatory to wash a instrument or a vessel that has been licked by a pig or a wolf or a lion or a donkey or a bagel. Bagel is what's the one that's like not a donkey, not a horse? Mule. Nah, mule or a mule. Nah, this is specific to a dog. إذ ورد فيه نص وحده, because the text has been mentioned about him alone. فلا يلحق به غيره, so other than it should not be attributed to it or associated with it. وفي رواية مسلم طهور نعم طهور إناء أحدكم إذا ولغ فيه الكلب أن يغسله 7 مرات أولاهن بالتراب. Now, he said in the narration for Imam Muslim, it said the purification of the vessel of one of you, if a dog were to lick it, is to wash it 7 times, the first time using dirt. دل على أنه لنجاسته وأن نجاسته مغلظة لا بد فيها من 7 ولا بد فيها من تراب في داهن. So it said this points to the fact that it is impure and that its impurity is severe. And so it's a must that it is washed 7 times, and it is a must that one of those times is with dirt. والأفضل أن تكون الأولى, and it is best that the first time of the washing is with the dirt. لقوله أولاهن turab, because of the statement of the Prophet ﷺ, the first of those times is with dirt. حتى يكون ما بعدها من المياه منظفا للإناء من التراب ومن ولوغ ومن الولوغ جميعا. So that the other times that water is used, it will be a means of cleaning the vessel from dirt and from the licking of the dog. Now, وفي حديث عبد الله بن مغفل عفروه الثامن بالتراب. In the narration of Abdullah ibn Mughaffal, he said what? And clean it the 8th time with dirt. And we know hadith, the other hadith where the Prophet said, جُئِلَ لِي الْأَرْضُ masjida wa tahura, that the earth was made for me a masjid, a place to pray, and a means of purification. We make tayammum with dirt. Now, and this is a very important part that we have to understand. And we talked about this before, but it's important to reiterate. Yes, Islam has many points of common sense that the natural brain of the human being cannot find an argument about what Islam legislates. However, الَّذِينَ يُؤْمِنُونَ بِالْغَيْبِ, those who believe in the unseen, everything is not common sense. We understand from different cultures, especially here in American culture, they have many filthy habits, and then they would look at us strange. You guys are using dirt to clean something, yet at the same time, look at the type of filth from khamr, from fornication, from adultery, from intoxicants. So all types of drugs. They see this is clean. There's nothing wrong with that. But to use dirt, this is backward. You eat with your hands. What is this? This is barbaric. Things like that. They yunkirun. They speak against, but then they have so many filthy habits that are not only filthy religiously, but also intellectually filthy. But then they speak about things that can, number one, religiously they're not filthy, and number two, which is not needed. But if we want to prove to them that in their own research, you'll find out that these things are a point of purification, because they themselves, outside of what they see us doing and speaking against it, they do mud baths in order to clean. We take mud baths. Why? In order to clean all of the dirt out of your pores. And this is what, and they pay thousands and thousands of dollars or hundreds and hundreds of dollars to do a mud bath. And then they say, how can you clean something with dirt? But you'll go to a spa and do a mud bath, a mud facial, and all of this. But you say, why do we use dirt to clean? It's amazing. So you're going to find contradictions. We have the truth. We have the truth. And he said in the eighth time, it should be with dirt. يعني لكن إحدى غسلات فيها تراب. One of those times of washing should be with dirt. فتكون الثامنة بالنسبة إلى التراب. إلا فهي سبعة بالنسبة إلى الماء. So it would be the eighth time with dirt. Sorry, 7 times. I'm sorry. The eighth time will be with dirt. So it means that the first 7 will be with water. When he said the last time like that. وظن بعض العلماء أن المراد بالثامن غسلات. أن المراد 8 غسلات وليس الأمر كذلك، وإنما المراد أن الثامنة بالنسبة لي إلى كونها من التراب تعتبر ثامنة، وبالنسبة إلى كونها مخلوطة مع الماء فهي سابعة. Nah. He said some of the ulama thought or took the position that it's 8 times altogether, and it is not like that. And remember we said, this is, of course, the explanation of Sheikh Ibn Baz, and his madhab was the madhab of Hanabila, the Hanbalis. So if someone has a different position from what we're reading, do not say, no, I learned other than that. Just say, okay, I learned such and such. It doesn't mean that what? It doesn't mean that they have to be wrong and it's etched in stone, because this is the point of view of one of our scholars. And he said, some of the scholars said. So now, until we read their points of view, their argument, their evidence, we say, well, this is our position with the evidence that we have. If there comes stronger evidence from any other method, it doesn't matter. If it's stronger evidence backed by Quran and Sunnah, then we follow the truth wherever it goes. No. So it's considered 8 with it being mixed with water, but all in all, it's 7. وهذا من باب التنظيف, and this is from the point of view of being clean. وإزالة آثار هذا الولوغ تكون 7 غسلات إحداهن بالتراب. So, and it's to remove the effects of the licking of the dog. So it should be 7. One of them should be with thus. والأفضل أن تكون الأولى, and it's better for it to be the first one, حتى يكون ما بعدها منظفا للإناء, so that which comes after it would clean the vessel, of course, from the dirt and from the licking of the cow, the dog altogether. مزيلا لآثر الولوغ وإذا لم يتيسر التراب فما يكون مقامه يكفي من أشنان أو صابون أو سدر ونحو ذلك. And if the person cannot get to dirt, there's no dirt around, what does he do? Whatever would take the place of dirt, like soap or soap powder or this kind of stuff, and that would do, and like that. And all orders in the Quran was Sunnah is based on ability. فَاتَّقُوا اللَّهَ مَا اسْتَطَعْتُمْ. So the person uses the water, and if he can't use dirt, he can't find dust or dirt, then, as the Sheikh is saying, that he used something else, or it's really permissible for him, يَكْتَفِي بِالْمَاء, that if he has only water and he can't find dirt, then he just uses the dirt. Just uses the water, washes it over and over and over again with water. Or if he can't find water and he only has dirt, then he does the same thing. He washes over and over and over again, the 7 times with the dirt. Allahu a'la wa a'lam. And we'll stop here, inshallah. If there's any statements or questions about anything was said, we'll take them. If not, we'll stop here. Nah. We ask Allah Ta'ala to give us sincere intentions, beneficial knowledge, and righteous actions according to the book and sunnah. Subhanak Allahumma wa bihamdik. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa ant wa astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله